Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's James. Today we're going to be installing this lovely bath panel and you're going to learn how to do it yourself in 4 or 5 easy steps. Remember to hit the subscribe button, hit the notification as well, and let's get on with the video. Hold tight! I'd like to ask you to click the subscribe button and the notification bell. It's really important and helps the channel grow. Anyway, let's get on with the video. So we've got a panel that's too long across that edge. We've also got it so it's too long across that edge as well. The first thing we need to do is measure out how far we need to cut off this edge here and this edge here. Right, so the first thing we need to know, and I tend to do the long edge first because once you've got the long edge done, it is really the hardest bit, and then you can just slot the long edge in at that end and then push that back and then just slither off bits. I'll show you in a few seconds time how we cut back these panels carefully because there can be a bit of a pain to cut, don't get me wrong. So the best thing you can do is line up, push your panel up against the wall at this end here, and then we make sure just by eye that that is perpendicular to that side, to that part of the bath. If you wanted to, you could pop a little bit of gaffer just to hold it in there to stop it flopping about. So I'm just going to use a little bit of masking tape, just any old tape. It's only got to hold it on for a few seconds. So once we've got our side taped on, so that's nice and perpendicular, and also this is pushed as far back to this wall here as possible, we can then use a set square to say, right, how much do we actually want to cut off the end of our panel? And this could be the first of a few cuts. We're not 100% sure where we are at the moment, so I can just bring that down to here. That's about there. I can just lock that off. And now we can take down our bath panel so we can do our first cut. Also, the wall at one end is a little bit on the wee-wees, so a good way of getting around that is popping a straight edge, and I can use quite a thick straight edge here, resting it against the wall and then marking your panel, so that will account then, when your panel's flat on the floor, for the wall being out. Be aware that you don't want to cut too much off, so make sure whatever you lean up against the wall to get that straight edge is the right thickness. Then I set up a nice work area. I've got 2 of my foldable benches that you can find on the Amazon store here. Good idea to lay some towel over on the benches as well to protect the bath side panel. Then I can move my marks over to the underside. And now a little tip that I don't think you're going to have seen anywhere else. Get some of the battening that we're going to use later on in this video. I'm using 50mm square battening here. Cut 2 lengths off so they fit inside the lip of your bath side panel and also along the line that you're going to cut. Then put the other block underneath, clamp them together with the G-clamp. It should look something a little bit like this, and then you're safe to cut away, safe in the knowledge that if you get bumped by anyone or if you slip, you will not be damaging the visible part of the finished side panel. As you can see, I'm using my Bosch multi-tool here, but you can use a hacksaw blade if you like, or even a wood saw. Anything you're comfortable cutting plastic with is the thing I recommend that you use. Right, so now we've cut off, so we are accounting for this wall not being quite square. But what we do is we're just going to get this tape again, and we're just going to take that perpendicular again, just like that. And I'm going to take that one quite tight. So now that's right up against the wall there. Also, if there's anything I've got to cover up on that joint, I know I'm going to be able to. Right, so now this edge, we're sticking out, and I'll just use this again, okay? We're just going to use that. I don't know if you can see that there in that camera shot, but we need to bring this back by about that much. Right, let's take this back downstairs for another cut. Right then gang, so just whip that out. I'm happy with how this is all going in now. We've got Really good depth just behind here, and it slots in nicely behind those tiles just down there. And the same at this end. It might just need a tiny little bit off the bottom there, and I've just got to take a little bit out of a noggin of wood there. Now we move on to another stage. We're going to put some supports in. So we're going to have a support that goes down that side and a support that goes down this side. So let's get those cut and installed. So firstly, I'll measure up both my side battens, and also I'm going to account for the fact that there is a bottom lip on this bath panel, and that will need to go underneath this batten. Once I've got both of those cut and pilot hole drilled, I'll bring them back up into the bathroom. A laser level is very handy for lining up exactly how far out you need to put the side batten by sighting the laser level just inside where you want the edge of our bath panel to go, just like this. And then I can glue the back of the batten, tie it into that top bit of wood, and then screw and plug it and glue it all together so it's ready to go. This will not move anywhere. I'll do exactly the same process on the other side before moving on to the next stage. Right then guys, so we've got our battens in at the sides there. They're going to take the sort of floppy bit that's at the side, but they don't usually have reinforcing or anything because we've got to cut it off. We'll be coming back to them in a minute for a real cool bit that I think you guys are going to love, but we'll do that in a few seconds time. But before that, what we're now going to do is get our top clips in. Now usually baths are sent with loads of these. I think I've got about 8 of these, and usually what you do is 4 across the top, 4 across the bottom. What I'm going to do is 4 across the top, and then I'm going to use a special new joining method for the bottom, so don't go anywhere for that. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to get one of our clips, and we know that we're going to be screwing up into a batten with this clip in a few minutes time. What we're going to do, we're going to push this under till it can't go any further and just come back a bit. Now looking at this, they've made this so the edge of the lip of this will be exactly that edge there, okay? So look, we just look at that again. That's going to be exactly that edge there. So what I'm going to do is screw my first clip underneath, then we're going to pop the whole panel in and make sure that that first clip is okay. You probably can't see it very well here, but I had to cut the back of the clip back because they were actually a little bit too deep for this bath, which is weird because they were supplied with the bath. But anyway, I got them on. As you can see, there's always a little bit of wood underneath. Sometimes you'll find there's staples on the wood as well. If it's in the way of your clip, pull them out of the way, but then you've got your clips on all like that. You can move on to the next beautiful stage. So first things first, buy yourself 6 to 8 magnetic catches just like these ones here. I've listed them on our Amazon store. I used CT1 to glue the bottoms on and then just left them overnight. I then went out and bought some 50mm square timber, cut it to length, and then laid that down behind the bath panel, nudging it up exactly in the position it was going to go in. I then marked where our magnetic receivers would have to go and screwed them on. So let's push that in. So we're going to go right into that corner like that, and then that first one, push that in there. Get that one in there. This one's a hard one. That one in there. And now the actual bottom is actually getting magnetised onto that bit. Right, now we're in like so. We can then push up so we're in position. Man, look at that. Yes, this is looking really good now. We've got another block of wood to put in there and another little bit to put in there. But before I do that, we can now effectively say exactly where we want that bit of wood to be just by marking the floor with a little bit of tape. We just get that as bang on as we can because we know exactly where we want that bit to be. Over there. I know I've got another one just here, and I've also got another one. So now when we pull this out, I'll be able to get our glue down and get these bits glued in properly in exactly the position we want them to be in. While I was at it, I popped on our side magnets as well, just by screwing them on like you can see here, and then glued on our receiving plates on the side of our bath panel, ready for when we fitted it later on. Right, so I've used my set square, this little beast here, to measure the depth of the lip on the bottom of this here. So what I can do is I'll just pop that there like so. And if I want, I can actually just mark this bit like that. I'll know that's the place to put that bit there. And then I'll come back to here. And we'll just pop that back, just push that back a little bit to there. I know exactly where to glue that as well. By the way, I just want to say as well, the ox beast that I've got here, this gun, they're really, really good because they don't have the whole drag of the plunger coming out the back of it. And that means you can get this into quite tight spots. Imagine there was a plunger there, that'd come up to there, you wouldn't be able to turn it around, and all that sort of stuff. So it's, they're really good for that. Put this over. Now I just want to make sure the underside is clear of any dust, bits and bobs. Just make sure it's nice and clean. And then we're going to put a really good bead on this. And honestly, this is like cementing it. Oh dear, this will not go anywhere. You have to break the tiles up before this bit will come out. Right, and then we'll just do these two other bits here because they're going to be at slightly different depths just because of the cut. Right then gang, so we're back. This is like rock hard now. It's not moving anywhere. So now we've got a lovely little bit of creme de menthe, haven't we? That lovely thing that I always go on about. We're just gonna push in this end first, then push that back. What I sometimes do is put a little blob of silicone or CT1 just inside these cleats here, and then that will hold it in nice and tight, but not enough resistance so when someone wants to take everything out because they need to fix a leak or something, they can't get it off. So we're just going to peel off our protective layer. We're not going to peel it all the way off. Just going to go back about that far. Right, so push up to that on that side. Top there. Oh guys, it doesn't get much better, does it? Planning, planning, planning. That's what it's all about. Yes. It's so good, isn't it, when stuff works out. You're like, yeah, boy. Right, there we go. So now all we need to do is just pull away these bits here and just run a bead of silicone up. You guys know I love doing a lovely bit of creme de menthe silicone work. This was quite difficult actually because of the type of tiles that I put on. It's much harder to use a flugy kit or a profile kit, but it was still worth it on this one, I think. So what I did on here was, this is actually what I'd call like the first silicone bead. You know, I like to put on more than one bead when I'm doing this sort of work. So this first bead is more about holding it in. Then I'll let that dry off and then come back and put my full bead over the top so it looks really, really nice. The other side was quite difficult to do because it was hard to get my gun down that little gap. So what I did, I used a little bit of tube, used that to get the silicone into the gap that I wanted, then used my kit to smooth it off as normal. And then when I was finished with the little tube, I'd just stick a screwdriver with a little bit of tissue on the end of it to clean the tube out, ready for use again. Finally, I can pull off the remaining protective plastic right at the end, knowing that everything is now fully installed, looking good. Guys, what do you think of this job? What do you think of the idea of using those magnetic strips? You know what, next time round, I don't think I'm even going to bother using the clips at the top. They're just a pain. I'm just going to use magnetic strips for this sort of thing in the future. I'd quite happily put a full batten across the top as well. I definitely think that's what I'm going to do in future bath panel jobs. but also it means that if you need to get behind here to do any work, all you actually need to do is cut down that side and then cut down that side, and then you can just pull everything out because all the bottom and everything is held on those magnetic strips. So I hope you've enjoyed today's video, guys. We've still got more work to do in this bathroom. We've got to put the radiator in. I've got to do a load of architraving and bits and bobs like that, so I could maybe show you me doing that as well. But the main two jobs we've still yet to do is getting our shower second fix and also getting our shower screen up there as well. And also a little bit of siliconing around the bath, which I might do on a short video on this channel. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next Plumber Parts video. Remember to hold tight. See you soon. WhatsApp's probably going to be the place as well that I'll share all the behind the scenes stuff. So what I'll probably do over the next few days, some of you this will probably matter to, probably most of you this won't matter because most of you are behind the scenes members already. But we'll keep the